can take the attendance first. So civil 1, 2, 3 is not here. 4, 5 is not here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 is not here. 14, 18, 19, 20, 24. CC 1 absent. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 19, 20 absent.
So civil pro number 14 questions.
It's my straight line and also easy. So, okay, fine. So we are in the last section of unit number 4, means the vector calculus. So the last section, there are 3 important theorems are there. So the first theorem is named as Green's theorem. And second one, so it's a Stokes theorem. So and third one, it's Lagrange's theorem. Sorry, Gauss theorem. Gauss divergence theorem. So for these 3 theorems, proof is not mandatory as per your syllabus. So only the statement of the theorem we are going to use. Okay. So the first one, we see what is Green's theorem. Okay. So the statement is if phi of x comma y and psi of x comma y and pi y and psi x be continuous, not be, I can say in sense are continuous in a region capital E of the xy plane bounded by a closed curve C, then integral over C phi dx plus psi dy is equal to double integral over E dou psi by dou x minus dou phi by dou y into dx into dy. So this phi y represents the partial derivative of phi with respect to y. So this psi is differentiated. This means the partial derivative of psi with respect to x. So this is the statement of the Green's theorem. See, there are the functions phi and psi and its partial derivatives pi x, pi y and psi x are continuous in the region E in the first quadrant xy plane bounded by the closed curve C. Then the value of the curve integral over C pi dx plus psi dy is nothing but the double integral over E dou phi by dou x minus dou phi by dou y into dx into dy. So that means, so we can draw the picture here. So it says, so there are the functions. Okay, I'll take this one. This is my closed curve C. Okay, this is my closed curve C in the first quadrant x and y. Okay. Okay. So now, so the value of we have to find. So we have to find the value of the function phi dx plus psi dy within the curve C is nothing but the double integral over dou psi by dou x minus dou phi by dou y into dx into dy. That means the line integral over the curve C is nothing but the surface integral over the region E. Okay, this is the statement of the theorem, Green's theorem. That is, you have to remember this one. The integral over C pi dx plus psi dy is equal to the double integral dou psi by dou x minus dou phi by dou y into dx is dy. So the geometrical meaning is the value of the line integral is exactly equal to the surface integral. Okay. The other one problem. So verify Green's theorem. For integral xy plus y square into dx plus x square into dy, where C is bounded by the curve y is equal to x and y is equal to x square. Okay. So we have to verify the Green's theorem for this function integral over C xy plus y square into dx plus x square into dy, where C is the curve is bounded by y is equal to x and y equal to x square. Okay. First draw the curve for the closed curve y is equal to C. So closed curve C. The first one is y is equal to x. Okay, so on the second curve is y equal to x square. This is the curve y is equal to x square. Okay, so what is the point of intersection for the both the curves? Yes,
0 and 1.
here the value is 0, 0, and here the point of intersection
1,1.
1,1. Super. Okay. Okay. So here, this is my closed curve. It's moving from starting from the origin 0, 0 to the point 1, 1 and the point 1, 1 to 0, 0 in this direction. This is my closed curve C. Okay. The curve is moving from in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay. For example, I can denote this from 0 to 1 is my curve C1 and the point 1, 1 to the curve point 0, 0 is my curve C2. So this entire curve is a closed curve. I can denote it as capital C. Okay. So according to the Green's theorem, so we have to verify that means integral over C phi dx plus psi dy is nothing but double integral over E psi y minus phi x into dx into dy. This is nothing but our Green's theorem. Psi x minus phi y into dx into dy. Okay, so this is the statement of the Green's theorem. Okay, we have to verify this theorem. That means we have to show the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. Okay, so given that the left hand side is given, the integral over c xy plus y squared into dx plus x squared into dy is e1. So from here, what is the value of phi? The value of phi is xy plus y square. What is the value of psi? The psi is x square. Okay. First we have to find the value. So the integral over c xy plus y square into dx plus x square into dy. See the closed curve C. So as we know, the closed curve C can be split into two curves C1 and C2. So the value of the integral of the curve C is nothing but integral over C1 assuming xy the function into dx plus x square into dy plus integral over C2 xy plus y square into dx plus x square into dy. Okay? Okay. First we take along the curve C1. First I am taking the curve C1. Okay. So from the curve C1, what is the value of y? The value of y is y equal to x square and the x is varying from 0 to 1. Right? So along the curve C1, so the value of y is x square. Okay. And the value of x is varying from 0 to 1. Okay. So from here you know what is the value of y. Can you find what is the value of dy? Dy is nothing but 2x into dx. So therefore the curve integral over c1 xy plus y square into dx plus x square into dy is nothing but x is varying from 0 to 1. So yes, the value of y is x square. So everything into dx plus x square into the value of dy is 2x into dx. Okay. So simplify this, you get the answer integral over 0 to 1 x cube x power 4 plus 2x cube. So everything into dx. So combined this is it will be a 3x cube. So you can integrate this one 3x power 4 by 4 plus x power 5 by 5 integral over 0 to 1. Right? So the value of this is 3 by 4 plus 1 by 5. Okay, so simplify to get the answer 19 by 20. So this is the value of the integral in the functions over the curve C1. Now along the curve C2, So along the curve C2, what is the value of y again? What is the value of y? Y is equal to x. Value of y is x. And what is the value of x? X is varying from
1 to 0.
Yeah, very good. So x is varying from 1 to 0. Why? Because the curve is coming from the point 1, 1 to the point 0, 0. So the direction is important. So that's why the value of x is varying from 1 to 0. Okay, super. So okay, you can find the integral over C2 xy plus y square times dx plus x square times dy is nothing but x is varying from 1 to 0. The value of y is x. So x square plus x square times dx plus x square times y is equal to x. So dy is also equal to dx. So dx. So simplify this one. Total 3x square. So 3x power 3x cube divided by 3 running from 0. So running from 1 to 0. So the value is -1. Okay. So therefore the left hand side integral over c pi dx plus psi dy is nothing but 19 by 20 minus 1. So the answer is -1 by 20. We can note that equation number 1. Okay. Now, what is the right hand side of the Green's theorem? That means double integral over E dou psi by dou x minus dou phi by dou y into dx into dy. Okay. Now, already we know what is the value of phi and what is the value of psi. So from here you can calculate what is the value of psi x and phi y. Differentiating phi with respect to y, will get the answer x plus 2y. Differentiate psi with respect to x, you get the answer 2x. Okay. So now you got the value of phi x and phi y. Okay. So now we have to find this region E. Okay. So this region E is nothing but this is your region E, the closed one. The entire curve C is called your region E. This is your E. The curve is starting from the point 0, 0 to 1, 1 and the point 1, 1 to the point 0, 0. This is your region E. So now how to evaluate the integral? So always the double integral, you can form one strip. Okay. So this is one strip. Okay. The strip is moving from left to right and bottom to top. Okay. So the strip is always moving from the point left to right and bottom to top. So by using that idea, we can find the lower limits and upper limits of x-axis and y-axis. Okay. Okay. So double integral equal to this double integral. You know what is the value of psi x? Is nothing but 2x. The value of phi y is nothing but x plus 2y into dx into dy. Now we have to find what is E. E is the closed region. Okay. So on the integration is nothing but a strip is moving from the point left to right and bottom to top. So if it is moving the left to right, so it is parallel to the x-axis and x varies from 0 to 1. Okay, see the strip is moving from the left to right, that means that is parallel to the x-axis, so the values of x are 0 and 1. Okay, now if the strip is moving from the left bottom to top, okay, strip is moving from the bottom to top, then this is parallel to the y-axis, so that defines the value of y. What is the value of y in the bottom of the curve? X square, and top of the curve x. So the value of y is varying from x square to x. Okay, so now I got the region E is nothing but integral over x is running from 0 to 1 and y is running from x square to x. Okay, so I will let clear one more time. Okay, so you have to find the value of the integral within the region E is a complete region. Okay, so we have to form it is already formed the double integral. So how to find the upper limits and lower limits for this double integral? Okay, so integration is nothing but a strip is moving from the point left to right. Okay, so it is moving from the point left to right, that defines the value of x values, and it is moving from the bottom to top, that defines the value of y. Okay, so in that sense, so x is varying from 0 to 1, that means the strip is moving from the left to right, so the value of x is 0 to 1. The strip is moving from the bottom to top, then the value of y is nothing but x square to x. So now I got the value of x. So x is running from 0 to 1, and the value of y is running from x square to x. Okay, so now I am doing one small change. So the limits are as a function of x, so that should be reserved for the y. So I can rewrite this dx into dy as dy into dx. Okay, since the y values are defined for x square in terms of x, so you have to integrate the everything with respect to y. So then everything will gives a function of x, and then you integrate with respect to x. Okay, so that's why I'm changing dx dy into dy dx. Okay, so you can solve. So integral over 0 to 1. So differentiate, integrate the term with respect to y. So we'll get 2xy minus xy, or simply you can rewrite this as x minus 2y. Where's the eraser? Okay, you can just integrate this one. So xy minus 2y square by 2. So the limits are x square into x into dx. You can substitute the upper limits and lower limits. So x cube minus, so this 2 and 2 will cancel, minus x power 4 minus x square plus x square. So everything into dx. So the minus x square and plus x square will cancel. Right? No, sorry. So substituted the lower limit. Is nothing but integral over 0 to 1, or substitute the upper limit. So x square minus 2x square by 2 minus x cube plus 2 by 2 into x power 4. into dx. Okay, so the first one and second one we cancel. Okay, so integral over 0 to 1 x power 4 minus x cube into dx. Solve this one, x power 4 by 4, so x power 5 by 5 minus x power 4 by 4. The limits are 0 to 1. So find the value, nothing but 1 by 5 minus 1 by 4. So nothing but minus 1 by 20. This is the equation number 2. What is the value of equation number 1? Equation number 1 is nothing but integral over c pi dx plus psi dy is nothing but minus 1 by 20. And equation number 2 also minus 1 by 20. So the right hand side values are equal. So therefore the left hand side values will be equal. So integral over c pi dx plus psi dy is nothing but double integral over e dou psi by dou x minus dou phi by dou y into dx into dy. So the Green's theorem verified for the given problem. Okay. This may be this double integral maybe is entirely new for you. So if you have started in your first semester, then this is better. Okay. So any doubts for verifying the Green's theorem? Yes.
No, sir.
Okay, the theorem statement is given that the line integral equal to the double integral. So the problem is to verify the Green's theorem for the given function over the region bounded by the curves y equal to x and y equal to x square. Okay, so just find out the left hand side integral value, first one, and the right hand side integral value, the second one. So then I'm getting the two where both the values are equal for the two integrals. So therefore the right hand side values are equal. So that implies the left hand side also equal. So hence I proved the Green's theorem. Okay. This is the one type of problem for verifying the Green's theorem. So now we verify. So Green's theorem for the line integral is exactly same as the surface integral. Okay. So apply Green's theorem. Second problem. So applying Green's theorem to evaluate to the integral over c 2x square minus y square into dx plus x square plus y square into dy, where c is the boundary of the area enclosed by the x-axis and the upper half of the circle x square plus y square is equal to a square. Okay. So apply Green's theorem to evaluate the integral where c is nothing but the boundary of the area enclosed by the x-axis and the upper half of the circle. So that means, so already you know what is the equation for the circle, x square plus y square equal to a square, right? Let me assume this is a circle. Okay, the x square plus y square is equal to a square. So and also so the x, this is your x-axis. So our region is nothing but, so this is our region. Okay, so we have to evaluate the integral within that region. Okay, So the values are minus a2 plus a. So on, this is the curve. Now this is your C. The C is moving from the anti-clockwise. The point minus a2 plus a, and this is the curve. Okay. So you have to apply the Green's theorem for this problem. Okay. So already we know the Green's theorem states that integral over C phi dx plus I dy is nothing but double integral over E dou psi by dou y minus dou phi by dou psi by dou x minus dou phi by dou y into dx into dy. Okay. So in the given problem, we can find the value of phi is nothing but 2x square minus y square, and the value of xi is nothing but x square plus y square. Just calculate what is phi y and what is xi x. So phi y is minus 2y and xi x is 2x. Okay. Now we have to find the double integral over E xi x minus phi y into dx into dy. So you have to use the Green's theorem, right? So that means by using the Green's theorem, so instead of finding the single integral, we can find the value of the double integral. Okay. So you have to draw the two circles. From minus a2 plus a is the curve C1, and this is the curve minus a2 and another this point. So this is your curve C1 and this is your curve C2. You have to find the value of y and on the x-axis, and finding the value of y on the top, you have to calculate. So instead of doing that way, you can just apply the Green's theorem. You can rewrite the line integral in terms of the surface integral. You can easily find. Okay. So I'm going to evaluate the line integral surface integral. This is nothing but, already I computed the value of phi y is minus 2y and xi x is minus 2x. So this is nothing but the double integral 2x plus 2y times dx into dy. Now I am interested to find what is the value of E. Now E is the full upper half of the circle. This is my capital E. Okay. Now that already we know, so it forms the double surface integral. So how to find the upper limits and lower limits for the x-axis and y-axis? So already we know the one well-known idea. So you make one strip. Okay. So this is my strip on the upper half of the plane. Okay. So the strip is moving from the point left to right and bottom to top. When it is moving from the left to right, it defines the x limits, and when it is moving from the bottom to top, that defines the y limits. Okay. Okay. So by using that idea, so we can find the values of E. Okay. So you can rewrite this as 2 times of the double integral x plus y times dx into dy. Okay. So before going to apply that idea, so I am going to convert this one into Cartesian coordinates. Put x equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. Okay. So what is the value of x square plus y square? Is nothing but our a square. Okay. So instead of finding the values of x and y limits, I can able to find the values of r and theta. R is nothing but the radius of the circle. Theta is nothing but the angle. Okay. So this figure I can rewritten as,
Sir,
yes, pa?
can't we take limits as minus a to a in x and in y 0 to and
Yeah,
a square minus x square root of a
yeah,
square?
we can take. So that is the why the strip is moving from the left to right. That defines the minus a2 plus a. So this defines the x limit. So the value of y limits are integral over 0 to, what is the value of y? Y is
Root of
plus
x square minus.
square root of a square minus x square. You can substitute the integral over minus a2 plus a is 2 times of, okay. So on the integral 0 to square root of a square minus x square times x plus y into dx, I can say dy into dx because the limit is defined in terms of x, okay. So don't convert this into the Cartesian coordinates and polar coordinates, let it be, okay. So by using the strip, by using our strip idea, the strip is moving from the left to right, that defines the x-axis, while it is moving from the left to right, so the values of x is running from minus a to plus a. But when the strip is moving from the bottom to top, that defines the value of y from the 0 to on the curve on the this upper half of the curve. So we know that the value of the curve is x square plus y square equal to a square. You can find the value of y there, the positive side. So y is nothing but plus square root of a square minus x square. Okay. So now you evaluate the integral. This 2 times of minus a2 plus a. So just you integrate this one, x into y plus y square by 2 and substitute the upper limits and lower limits into dx. Yes, 2 times of integral over minus a2 plus a is x into square root of a square minus x square plus a square minus x square divided by 2. This everything into dx. Okay. So now you integrate this one. What is the integral value of integral x into square root of a square minus x square? Yes. What is the integral value? Integral x into square root of a square minus x square into dx. When integral is running from minus a to plus a. You can apply the integration by parts, right? So while applying the integration by parts, yes, once you know this formula, so you can directly write that formula. So putting the upper limits and lower limits, you will get the answer. Okay. So instead of solving this very difficult integral, this is the drawback in our Cartesian coordinate. So I am interested to convert this everything into the polar coordinates from this step itself. That's why I am introducing x equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. So on the circle is x square plus y square equal to a square. Okay. So what is the value of r? And what is the value of theta? R is the radius of the circle, right? And what is the theta? Theta is the angle of the circle. So in the graph I can write so we are here. Okay. So this is our upper half of the circle. This is our R and this is our theta. So what is the value of R? R is running from 0 to A and the value of theta is 0 to 5. Okay. So if you convert that into polar coordinates, you can write that integral as 2 times of when R equal to 0 to A and the value of theta is 0 to 5. So x plus y nothing but R cos theta plus R sin theta. Dx and dy is nothing but R d theta dr. So dx into dy, converting the Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates, that is R dr d theta. Okay. So now you solve this integral. You can solve this integral. Okay. For first you solve this for theta and then you can solve for R. Okay. So 2 times of integral over 0 to A, R comes outside, 0 to 5, R into R is R square, cos theta plus sin theta. So everything into d theta. This everything into dr. So now you integrate. So cos theta is minus sin theta plus sin theta is cos theta. Sorry. Integral of cos is sin theta. For sin theta is minus cos theta. Substitute the upper limits and lower limits. What is the value of sin phi? Sin phi is 0, minus cos phi is minus 1, so plus 1, minus sin 0 is 0, minus cos 0 is 1, plus 1, so the value is 2, so it's nothing but 2 times of, again one more 2, integral over 0 to A times R square into dr. So 4 times of R cube by 3, 0 to A. So this entire answer is 4A cube divided by 3. Okay. So you just understand why I converted the Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates, because of the difficulty in solving the coordinate, solving in the Cartesian coordinates of this integral. That's why I converted into R cos theta or R sin theta for x and y. I converted the x values and y values into R and theta. So finally I got this value 4A cube by 3. So is the value of the integral over C phi dx plus psi dy is nothing but so 4A cube divided by 3. Yes. So this is the Green's theorem. So only another 10 minutes is there, so I cannot cover the Stokes theorem. So we'll see in next class. Okay. So any doubts in the Green's theorem? Green's theorem is connecting the line integral and surface integral. So only 2 types of problems will be there. So first one is to verify the Green's theorem, like that problem, and the second one is to evaluate the integral by using the Green's theorem. Okay. So yes, I will state only the Stokes theorem statement. We'll see the problems on the tomorrow. The second one, Stokes theorem. The statement is, if S, B and open surface bounded by a closed curve C and the function f is nothing but f1 vector I into f2 vector j plus f3 vector k. B, any continuously differentiable vector point function. B, any continuously differentiable vector point function, then integral over C vector f dot dr is nothing but integral over S curl of vector f dot product with n into ds, where n is nothing but vector n is nothing but unit outward normal vector. Okay. So what is this? This is our actual line integral, right? Line integral over C f dot dr vector is the line integral, and integral over S curl f dot n vector into d is nothing but our surface integral. So Stokes theorem states that let S be any open surface bounded by the closed curve C and f is the vector point function, then so this integral defines the Stokes theorem. The line integral is exactly equal to the surface integral. So our Green's theorem is a particular case of the Stokes theorem. Okay. How it is a particular case? So I am going to take this Stokes theorem for a plane. Okay. Okay. So if I am taking only on the plane, so I have only the two 1. The vectors are f1 into I vector into f2 into j vector. There is no vector k. I am taking only in the plane. Okay, only 2 dimension. My f is nothing but f1 I vector into f2 j vector. Where r is the position vector, so x into I vector plus y into j vector. What is dr? dr is nothing but dx into I vector into dy into j vector. What is Stokes theorem? It says that integral over C f vector dot dr vector. At integral over C, my f vector is f1 I vector plus f2 j vector, that is dot product with dx into I vector into dy into j vector. So what is this? Making the dot product at integral over C f1 into dx plus f2 into dy. So this is the left hand side value of the Stokes theorem in a plane. At integral over C f vector dot dr is nothing but the integral over C f1 dx plus f2 dy. Okay. Now our f is only f1 I vector and f2 j vector. Okay. So what is the curl f? How to define the curl f? Curl f is del function is cross product with the vector f is nothing but the determinant I, j and k dou by dou x, dou by dou y, and dou by dou z. What is the function f? F is f1, f2. There is no z, so that's why 0. So make you find the value I vector into what is the I vector?
minus
Minus dou f2 by dou z minus j into minus dou f1 by dou z plus k vector k into dou f2 by dou x minus dou f1 by dou y. Right? This is your value of curl f. And also you have to make this curl f is dot product with the normal vector n. What is the normal vector for the plane in the xy plane? What is the normal vector? Suppose your plane in the xy plane.
k cap.
Yes. Sorry.
K
What is the unit outward normal vector for the xy plane?
K cap.
Yeah. Answer? Sorry. Yes, I think you are right. You tell me the answer.
K cap, sir.
Yeah. So the n vector is the k vector. So the z axis is the perpendicular to the x and y axis. Okay. So therefore the corresponding vector is k vector is the unit outward normal vector. So this is our curl f. Okay. So you make everything will be dot product with the vector k. So your answer is dou f2 by dou x minus dou f1 by dou y. So the right hand side integral is integral over s curl f dot n vector into ds is nothing but integral over s dou f2 by dou x minus dou f1 by dou y into ds. Right? Okay. See, now you compare the Stokes theorem for the left hand side and right hand side values. That is integral over c f vector into dr is nothing but integral over s curl f dot n into ds. This is our Stokes theorem. So for the plane, I just calculated the value of the left hand side is f1 dx plus f2 dy integral over c, and the right hand side is this one. You just write this is integral over c f1 into dx plus f2 into dy is nothing but integral over s, right? Or curl f is dou f2 by dou x minus dou f1 by dou y into ds. So it's a surface integral only on the plane x and y. So therefore my ds is nothing but dx into dy. This can be written as, so the double integral dou f2 by dou x minus dou f1 by dou y into dx into dy. On the plane, I can denote it as some capital E. See, what is this? This is your Green's theorem, right? This is your Green's theorem, right? Here your f1 is 5. You take your f1 equal to 5 and f2 is your xi. Okay. So the Green's theorem is a particular case of the Stokes theorem. Okay. Okay, clear? So any doubts in the Green's theorem and Stokes theorem? So both are connecting the line integral into the surface integral. Okay. And Green's theorem is a particular case of Stokes theorem. Okay, fine. Any doubts or any discussion? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, any doubts? Okay, then fine. There is no doubt. See you on tomorrow. So just to go through the materials and try to cover the material by day to day. Okay. If you have any doubts, you please contact me. Okay. Yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.